Fire spotters circling. And it's 4 o'clock in the morning. They've been going for about an hour now. Oh, there's a beautiful sunrise coming up in the midst of everything. Fire evacuations, etc. Our friends and us under the moonlit sky.
We had evacuated our campground the night before because of the wildfires. This bike tour and a pet sitter were already booked, so we decided to relocate the camper further from the fire and go ahead with the tour.
Down there's the campground. Glad we're out. Oh, you can see the fire. Holy moly. Yep. Wow. RVs flipping everywhere.
The whole parking lot is RVs.
Oh my gosh, there's everywhere you look is RVs. Everybody had to evacuate, and look where they've all come right here. Here's where all the people came, and you can see the fire there in the background. And this is only one side of the parking lot. There's a whole other side on the other side, obviously, that is full.
Movie theater lot is slap full.
Yeah, there's a movie theater lot right there and on the other side of that, and it is absolutely packed to the gills. But you can see there's the fire, and we're glad we're out of it because that would not be good. Hey, Smasher. How are you? You're a sweet boy. Oh my goodness. You sweet little thing. So what you trying to say? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yes, our dog does this all the time.
Yeah.
Valley Road.
Right when you walk into this store, there's an entrance to a sea cave. The sea cave goes down 145 wooden steps, and then you're at the base of this sea cave. It's called Sunny Jim's Cave, and this was first built in 1902.
How high does the tide rise?
It can go into the majority of the cave. Basically, there's a small boardwalk area at the bottom, like a little deck, and on the highest tides, it can definitely get that boardwalk pretty wet. But it's usually there's a few sea lions inside the cave. You got a lot of different birds that we'll start to see. Just watch the railing. Sometimes it kind of has the evidence of our wildlife.
Oh, people swimming out there. Yeah, no, those are people.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Wow. I bet it's cold.
A few little pockets of sand out there. Not always this calm where you can see those little
Like
areas.
those sandbars?
Yeah, those are little just kind of sandy areas in between the eel grass and some of that other vegetation out there. So wildlife is in this area because there's about a 1,000-foot trench that extends off of that point right there where the people are standing in the furthest area. And that 1,000-foot trench slowly descends down. There's a kelp forest off of there, but that's basically why all this wildlife is here. All the birds. Or same as it would have looked back in 1902 when it was first built. See slight upgrades. A lot of cormorants making their nest right over there along the sides. I've never seen a cormorant. So they're making their nests all around here. There's a couple with some eggs. I see 3 eggs down there.
That's cool.
I think the most amazing thing I've ever seen one of these guys doing, I was scuba diving out here. I was down at about 70 feet, and I saw one of these guys.
Wow.
Looking at me like, what are you doing?
Oh, it's 70.
Breathing.
At 70
What are you doing?
30, but I didn't know there was
Yeah,
70.
I didn't either. I was surprised to see him just not in a rush, just rooting through the rocks and just looking at me like, what are you doing down here? You know, I've got all this gear and neoprene, and you know, I was trying to stay warm, and these guys were just down there cruising around. They get too when they do that little shake. So fluffy looking. Yeah, that was just.
There's always one loudmouth, isn't there?
These are all the California sea lions. These guys can swim up to about 25 miles an hour with surf, or about 12 miles an hour. They're here pretty much year round.
Okay.
The littlest ones, though, are about almost a year old. Probably about 11 months old now. Yeah, they're getting big.
Yeah. The one that's moving away there, the darker one, he was hugging on him.
We're feeling good on the bikes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Cool. So this is the children's pool. This seawall here was what was built in 1931.
Tea trees. Coastal tea trees. I can smell them.
Yeah.
They're nice.
Name for her, like
Dragon tree.
Scripps Hospital on the other side of the 5. This park.
Allowed on this beach?
They are up until December 15th. So
Oh, okay.
December 15th through May 15th, the harbor seals have their pupping season.
Oh, okay.
And they close down the whole walkway.
Yeah, okay.
These guys are a little bit more shy, I guess, and basically they'll take off if they feel threatened, and they'll leave their babies behind.
Nobody wants that.
So yeah, sometimes they'll abandon them too long, and they won't make it. So because of that, they close down the whole. It just breaks onto shallow reef, and that's why it has that great form. But this is kind of the coolest thing to see in this area as far as wildlife. The California sea lions, the harbor seals, and all of the birds are predominantly in this area. Once we continue moving, you don't see too much of other wildlife. But during the winter months, that low tide and all that big surf will take all the sand off of pretty much any of the rocks covered in green. Those are completely, you wouldn't even know that any of those rocks were there during the summer.
They're covered in sand.
Covered in sand.
Really?
Yeah, you can't see any of them.
And the sand
at all.
is just washed up during the winter?
Yeah.
It's just natural sand.
It is, yeah. And all of these beaches in La Jolla are all natural. They don't rake them, they don't add sand to them, except for maybe La Jolla Shores.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of the seaweed even, it's just like this just got brought in like in the last 24 hours. But tide right now.
What did you say this one was called?
Wind and sea. One word.
Ah.
The lowest tides of the year will get down to about -2 feet. Pretty close, but it can get about 4 feet lower.
We're on the top of Mount Soledad.
Looks like there's another one up there now.
There was one at the north end. Wasn't
Over there must be where our campground is, because that's where all the smoke is.
The campground will be further that direction.
Wow. There's a,
But yeah, it is
it's a
really
whole lot of
smoky out
smoke.
there. This entire cross. So this is kind of the highest peak close to the on the coast here in San Diego. So you can pretty much see everything.
This is our yummy lunch after our bike tour of San Diego. Mount Soledad. It's beautiful. So we are now at a Red Cross shelter for RVs. And it is Cayuga College or something like that. It's their athletic area parking. All these solars, which is kind of cool. But there are a bunch of RVs around here. And that's what the the Red Cross has done to give us a place to shelter for the night. So it's not even 8 o'clock. Maybe it's that we're trying to stay on East Coast time.
Yeah, that's it.
Or maybe it's that we got up at like 3:30 and 4:30 and listening to the helicopters, which I can still hear right now as we evacuated from the fire.
Yeah,
And
generators.
I don't know, maybe generators, probably helicopters and airplanes. Yeah.
Goats.
Anyway, we're tired.